Hi, guys. So there's a moment that happens when a woman hears a story that sounds like her own. Her shoulders drop, her breathing changes. She thinks, oh, it's not just me. That moment is so powerful, and it's the reason WIPS, or Women in Power, exists. Welcome back to Carrie. It's not that serious. Today we're talking about something that shaped this entire movement, okay? Stories, not highlight reels, not curated wins or perfected resumes, real stories. The kind that include uncertainty, reinvention, grief, ambition, resilience, pivots, and power. Because when women tell the truth about their journeys, everything shifts. When I first started highlighting women in the WIP section, and when this was like originally an idea that I was having to share with other women and bring them in and say, hey, share your story, it's going to be really powerful. I didn't realize what it would become. I mean, I had a vision, but you really don't know until you unleash it, right? So it wasn't a strategy, it wasn't a growth funnel or some, sales jargony concept I was trying to throw out there. It was simple. I kept meeting these extraordinary women who I was so impressed by and inspired by, who were doing really hard things, who were going through tough shit, who are being brave and going through transformative things and silently, literally, not quietly, silently. And I thought, people need to hear your story. And I kept meeting these incredible women that would be bringing up these stories, and I was so moved. I was like, everyone needs to hear this. Like we need to share this with the world, right? Why aren't more people hearing this? So I started sharing their stories, and something unexpected happened. I started sharing the stories, and the messages started pouring in. I needed that today. I saw myself in her story. Oh my God, her story resonated with me so much. Thank you for sharing this with me. I had no idea. I can't even believe it. I felt so alone, and now I don't. That's when it really clicked 100% for me. I knew it. I believed it in my heart, and I knew that sharing these stories would be powerful. But storytelling isn't soft. It's structural. Representation isn't just about visibility. It's about permission. Again, the permission. When a woman sees another woman leaving a job, starting over from scratch in her 40s or 50s or 60s, healing from burnout, launching a company, navigating perimenopause, traveling around the globe solo, doing amazing shit, setting boundaries, standing strong in who she is and what she wants, rebuilding after heartbreak. I mean, the list goes on. It expands what feels possible. Not because the path looks easy, but because it looks human, and humanity is accessible. For so long, women were conditioned to share outcomes, right? Again, it's that we talked about it in a previous episode. It's that perfect image we've curated, right? Like we've curated this thing of who we are, and it's perfect, and she's not tired, and she's not ill, and she's not sad, and she's not underperforming. It's this curated perfection. And again, we were conditioned to share these outcomes, the promotion, the launch, the success, but rarely anything real that didn't look like perfection. The unraveling, the doubt, the messy shit, And the problem with only sharing outcomes is it makes it look like growth is linear. It makes it look like reinvention is just like seamless. Leadership is effortless. And that is fucking bullshit. Like, that is not true. When we only see the polished results, we assume everyone else is ahead. We assume everyone else is doing it, no fucking problem, right? Oh my God, so and so is so amazing. She would never be able to relate to what I'm saying because I'm a fucking mess. And she's like clearly got her shit together and then some. When we hear the full story, we realize everyone is navigating something. What I've learned from highlighting women specifically in my whip highlight, because I've asked these women to throw out the resume, throw out the career highlights, and talk about something real, talk about something tough that they got through, that helped them become who they are, that helped change them, that helped make them see the world differently. After pushing these stories out every month, a new woman, I noticed patterns. Different industries, different ages, different cultures, different backgrounds, same themes. Every woman had faced a moment where she questioned herself. She had navigated a season of doubt. She had been through something devastating. Every woman had experienced some form of reinvention, either by choice or force. And every woman, every single one, underestimated her own resilience. Not her own performance, not her own capability, but her own resilience. And that consistency is so powerful. It's like, oh my gosh, if I know so and so who I think is just the biggest badass, and I see her winning, 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 and I understand that she's wondering how she's going to come back from that personal thing that she's not sharing, and she's still performing like that. I mean, that's powerful. That consistency among the stories was so powerful to me. And as you start reading these stories, and as we start bringing these women onto the podcast, and you start hearing from them directly, it is so powerful. And it reinforced something that I already believed. But strength isn't rare, it's common. All these badass women out here, these badass bitches, they are strong. They are strong, and it's common. And we just don't name it enough. We don't call it out enough. So here's something I've come to believe deeply. Stories are infrastructure. They build confidence, they build connection, they build community, they build perspective. They reduce isolation. This is so huge. They reduce isolation 1,000 billion%. They normalize growth. It's not, like I said earlier, it's not linear. It can be many different ways, right? They dismantle the illusion that you're the only one struggling. And this is such a big deal for me. And what I wanted to share with you guys is this illusion that all of us women have at a different moment in our life. Like, oh my God, I'm the only one. Like, I would never tell so and so about this because she wouldn't get it, because I am the only one with this crazy pile of shit happening right now. Like, it's just a mess. Everything's a mess. Everything's, in my corporate job looks amazing, and everything in my life is just a wicked mess. So when we dismantle the illusion that we are not the only ones, it's so powerful. And that's why this podcast is not just about me. I mean, like, that would be boring too, by the way. Yes, I have a lot of wacky ass stories, and I could keep you entertained fully for a very long time, but boring. It's not just about me. It's about us. It's about women. It's about amplifying women who are building quietly, who are healing privately, who are leading so damn boldly, who are rewriting narratives. I mean, these women are incredible. I encourage you to go to the website, read their stories. I cannot wait to have them on. So what's coming? In the next phase of this podcast, you're going to start hearing directly from my whips, who are founders, executives, creators, leaders, women navigating health shifts, women navigating career pivots, redefining what success looks like. And they're not going to be interviews, going through, again, a resume highlight or a career, oh, these are all the amazing things I've done in my career. Will there be some of those things in there? Sure, because when you're a fucking badass, like, you should be able to celebrate it. But the interviews are the women that are coming on. They're not coming on to be interviewed. They're coming on to have a conversation designed to connect. Because connection is actually what changes people. Connection is what helps other women understand that connection. When we build that connection, it helps them understand they are not alone, and that it's okay to be vulnerable, and that you can still be a total badass. So if you've been building something quietly, if you've navigated something really hard, a hard season, or haven't talked about it, or if you've overcome something and minimized it, or felt like you didn't have permission to talk about it, I want to say out loud to you, your story matters, not because it's dramatic, not because it's perfect, but because it's real. And real stories create ripple effects. You never know who is listening. You never know who is one step behind you, needing to hear that they can survive it too. You never know. You never know. You never know who's listening. You never know who's watching. They always say that about your kids, right? But as women, it's the same thing, right? Our Women in Power whip section, or highlights, and the women that we bring on that are a part of that, it's not about spotlighting perfection. It's about spotlighting perseverance. It's about reminding women that they're powerful, even in transition, even when they move away from the story that they've narrated, that it's now a new story. They're powerful even then. So next week, we're going to talk about what I want this podcast to be, and how we're going to expand into conversations about travel, our travel partners, about health, whether that's HRT or perimenopause or sleep, etc. We're going to talk about money. We're going to talk about mindset and so much more. But it's here to lift you up. It's here to remove those walls and start the conversation. So until then, share your story, listen to someone else's, and remember, when women rise, we all rise. And this world that we're living in now, I couldn't feel anything more stronger in my body about lifting women right in this time. This is our time to gather together, to network, to come together as a community, and to rise. So as you remember that, also, don't forget, when you're getting in your way, it's not that serious. See you next week, guys. That's a wrap on today's episode of Carrie, It's Not That Serious. If this conversation resonated, subscribe and share it with a whip, a woman in power in your life. You can find more conversations, more community, and all the fun INTS merch you love at itsnotthatserious.com. We're building something meaningful here, and I'm so glad you're a part of it. Until next time, remember, it's not that serious.